even the scaled down version of the 20.5, and it's tentatively called the Shark Cub.
Hey guys, Jason with DLT Trading, sitting down here with Andrew Demko from Demko Knives. A lot of you guys recognize that name for a myriad of reasons. First thing that I think of is your history in knife designing.
Yes.
Really cool, really strong locks, right? I mean, that's kind of what you're known for.
Yes.
Talk about that a little bit, if you would, and your history and how you got into knife making and knife designing and kind of that path.
Okay. 7th grade, we forged chisels in a metal shop. And I was really into knives. You know, I loved knives. I had pocket knives as a little kid. The instructor said, well, you can forge knives, chisels, it's all the same. Heat treating, tempering, you know, hammering. And so from 7th grade on, I was like a knife maker, and they were horrible. And then, you know, when I was in high school, we were making swords, and I tried making my first lock back in high school. This was before liner locks were actually popular. So I didn't really know much about them. We bought Blade magazines and stuff. And so I made like lock backs, horrible. And then I was into frame locks. I made a lot of frame locks as a young knife maker, and there was a lot of things I didn't like about frame locks, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna make my own lock, because I always wanted to be an inventor, you know? And for some reason, I always wanted to have patents. I wanted to invent something and have a patent. I thought that was like the coolest thing. So
well, it is pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
There aren't very many people that have patented stuff, and definitely not patented locks for knives, so it is very cool.
So I ended up now, I think I have done 16 patents in the knife industry, yeah, and quite a few that aren't locks but knife related that I did for cold steel. And but my passion really is locking mechanisms, and not that one's the greatest, but sometimes one's the best for the design.
Sure, right.
You know, so yeah, I just love locking mechanisms. I love knives and fixed plates as well, but to me, to get a new locking mechanism, to make something that locks firmly, strongly, and unlocks easily, it's such a challenge. That's why there's so many of the same lock.
Absolutely.
It's very hard to do.
Absolutely. You've done it, as you said, not only once, but multiple times, where you came up with locks that, quite frankly, some of them are very revolutionary, right? I mean, and now the 80-20, the Shark lock, that has just really blown up your company, I think, right? I mean,
yes.
I've always loved your stuff. I think the first model of yours, it was down here at Blade Show probably 4 or 5 years ago. Your brother John came over and visited with me. I love the 80-15, as we were just talking, and that was still is one of my favorite knives. Really love the way the lock worked, love the design of the knife. It had a cool factor, it looked very visually appealing, right? And a very strong lock. So something I like, we picked up your brand. We did 80-15s and 80-10s. They always sold out very quickly, and then the 20 came out, and you guys it seemed like exploded. And you know, every time there's rumor of a drop of your knives, our phones are blowing up, our email is blowing up. When are they hitting the site? When are they hitting the site? And it's a situation where as fast as you can make them, they just instantly sell. You guys are continuing to come up with some new products. You've got one in your hand there. What's that?
Yes.
That one that you have in your hand?
This one, you're familiar with our 20.5.
Yep.
And this is even the scaled down version of the 20.5, and it's tentatively called the Shark Cub. It only made sense to have a smaller knife and then use the lingo in the shark world.
Absolutely.
Shark Cub, whatever. So this is about 10% smaller. So it's got about a 2.5 inch blade as opposed to the 3 inch blade, and it has people love a fold over clip. It's thinner. The blade's thinner, and it's an overall lighter package, shorter in length, obviously, but still, even you can get a full grip on it, which is really important if you're going to use your knife.
Absolutely.
If your pinky is not on that handle, you are losing so much leverage that it's fun to carry, not fun to use.
So a great size because it's really thin, nice and lightweight, but as you said, you can still get your entire hand on it. So discreet to carry, but you can actually cut with it and do things. Great looking knife, full titanium.
That is full titanium. It will be available in full tie, Ultem G10, and aluminum.
Aluminum.
Yeah,
correct.
Anodized aluminum. And I believe you have the exclusive on the
titanium.
Yes.
So the titanium is a DLT exclusive.
Yes.
And one of the things that I really love about it, there's multiple things I love, but $275 to the customer, all titanium.
Yes.
Blade steel on this one?
20 CV blade
20
steel.
CV. So 20 CV blade steel, all titanium, $275 with a really awesome lock.
And 3 blade shapes.
3 blade shapes.
So these are unground, I apologize, real crude prototypes. Clip point with a thumb stud, no slot, only thumb stud right now.
Okay.
Clip point. They all will have jimping. The one we call the slicer shark and the shark's foot, as you know. And what's interesting about these 3, the clip point has the highest point as the point height. Shark's foot is the lowest. For the most utility, this is the most useful for other, high point options. The point here lands right between the height of this point and that point. So best of both worlds. And I love them all, so it really doesn't matter to me. But
great looking, great functional blade shapes on all 3, right?
yes,
Designed to work.
absolutely.
They look good, but they're designed to work. You and your brother are both outdoorsmen, correct?
Yes.
So, in closing, talk to me a little bit about something maybe that people don't know about you, or maybe even Demko Knives. If there's some little tidbit that you can throw out there that people may not know, a little known fact, if you will. And that one I know I'm putting you on the spot because I threw that as a curve. We didn't talk about it
You did
before.
put me on the spot on that. A little known fact. I don't know what that would be.
No?
I'll tell you a little known fact. I'm always like, oh, let's do this, let's do this, let's do that. And I oversimplify everything. I tell my brother, he's got the pressure of the production.
Yes.
And I'm like,
He's got guys like me hounding him all the time, right?
And I'm like, I'll work up all night long, I'll design. That's why I love cold steel, because I could prototype, conceive and prototype, and that's so fun to me. All the design. And so I will do something, like I'll be up till throughout the night, and I'll draw something up, and I'll cut out a cardboard, and I'll do the CAD file, I'll send it to John. I'll be like, hey, machine this for me tomorrow. And he's like, heck yeah. And so he's always the one that's, focused on production, and there's no, oh, Andrew wants this. And I'm like, I oversimplify. I'm like, you just program it in there, you press run and it goes.
Well, see, you need to have that balance in your life. At DLT, Paul that works with me is the John to me being Andrew, because I'm the guy that I'm like, well, let's do this and let's do that. And he's like, well, yeah, that's all cool, but what you're talking about is physically impossible. We cannot do this on the website. It's technologically impossible to do what you're saying. So it's good to have somebody like that.
Well, they balance, because I'm so far over here into let's do this, let's do that.
Absolutely.
And he's so focused on what we should do.
You guys really make a good team, though. You really do. Enjoy working with you guys. Love the knives. Looking forward to this exclusive.
One more little known fact.
Absolutely.
You got me on this one. He's such my younger brother. He's 16 years younger than me.
Is he really? I didn't know that.
And a lot of times when my boys are with me, and my oldest son is 16 years younger than John.
Okay.
So everybody is younger than me and bigger than me, and no one can tell anybody apart, but they only know I'm the oldest one. And they think I'm everybody's dad. And that's not cool.
Including John.
Yeah, they say, "Oh, your son." I talked to your son. I'm like, "That's my brother." So yeah.
Okay, that's a good.
Yeah, that's hurtful.
Well, I appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Thank you so
It was
much.
great.